Here on example 5, we have another medication dosage problem. This one says we were ordered to give Biaxin 0.25 grams by mouth 3 times a day. And you can see here on our label of medication that we have Biaxin. There's 60 tablets in this bottle, and it looks like each tablet is going to be worth 250 milligrams. So our question says, how many tablets are we going to give per dose? So our desired answer unit is what needs to come first, and that's going to come from the question. We were asked how many tablets. Okay, so we're going to write this as a tablet per dose. Again, eventually we'll be working with bigger problems, and we might be looking to figure out how many tablets are we going to give an entire day, or how many tablets are we given per dose. And this one wants to know how many tablets are you given per dose. So we'll write it as a tablet per dose. Now our first fraction, we said, is usually our conversion fraction. It all looks a little differently in these medication problems, but we're going to pick up our conversion here from whatever's available. And they tell us that there's 250 milligrams. Well, we have to kind of read between the lines here. This is a tablet container, right? There are 60 tablets in this container, and this is saying that each one of them is going to have 250 milligrams of Biaxin. Okay, so sometimes you can get different strengths, like you've seen the Tylenol that you get 200 milligrams, or you've seen the extra strength Tylenol where you get 500 milligrams per pill. So that strength, that unit strength there, that's what we're calculating into this conversion factor. So we need to figure out how to line this up. So we're going to pair up that 250 milligrams with one tablet. I know there's 60 in the bottle, but each one of them is worth 250 milligrams. So do we want to put the 250 milligrams on top of one tablet, or do we put one tablet on top of 250 milligrams? Well, go back to your desired answer unit. Desired answer unit was tablet per dose. So that means that we're going to stick tablet on the top. Okay, so we'll say one tab is worth 250 milligrams. One tab is worth 250 milligrams. And now we're going to multiply it by the given. The given units here is going to come from the order. We were ordered to give 0.25 grams. Now, if I just start stacking that in there, 0.25 grams per dose, what you're going to notice is that the units are wrong. We have grams here, but milligrams on the bottom, and they're not going to cancel each other out. So we're not quite ready to jump to the given. We actually need another conversion factor. So on your list of conversion factors that you're working on memorizing, there's a sheet of them in Moodle. Okay, so on your Moodle page under week 2, I've got a Word document there with a whole list of conversion factors that I need you to memorize. On that list, we need to find something that takes the milligrams that we have in the bottom of our fraction to grams from our order. Okay, and there is one. It says that there are 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. But again, we have to figure out, do you want the 1 gram on top of the 1,000 milligrams, or do we want 1,000 milligrams on top of 1 gram? Well, go with whatever you had previously here. Okay, so our milligrams were on the bottom, right? We need to be able to cancel them with something in the top. So we need our milligrams to be in the top. Milligram on bottom, milligram on top, they're going to get to cancel. Now, that puts milligrams on top, grams on bottom. So our next fraction needs to have grams at the top so that it cancels with that gram unit from the bottom. Okay, so our given did tell us the 0.25 grams. And I'm going to put that over the word dose, okay, because we were asked to give Biaxin 0.25 grams by mouth 3 times a day. Okay, so they're getting 3 doses of it in an entire day, but each little dose is going to give them 0.25 grams. Okay, so it's a 0.25 grams per dose. Okay, so we think we have the right setup. Now let's check our units to make sure. We said milligrams are going to cancel. We've got one on bottom, one on top. The grams are going to cancel. We've got one on bottom, one on top. So all that we're left with is a tablet on top and a dose on bottom. And that is how we wanted it to be, right? We want tablet per dose. So we know we've got the right setup. let's multiply. 1 times 1,000 times 0.25 is going to give you a 250. On bottom, we have 250 times 1 times 1. It's going to give you 250. Now, when you do 250 divided by 250, you get 1, right? 1 tablet per dose. So again, go back to our desired answer and make sure that that desired answer is your unit here at the end. Okay, so 1 tablet per dose. Now, something else to keep in mind, and we'll discuss more of this later on, but when you're figuring out how many pills to give to somebody, it needs to be a decent number. Okay, you're not gonna, if your answer came up to be 87 tablets, no, you're not gonna give somebody 87 pills. Okay. Also, keep in mind that you're not gonna give a weird fraction, a weird piece of a tablet either. Okay. So if your answer came up to be a 1.6258 or something, you're not going to bust apart a pill into that small of a piece. Now, could we do a half of a tablet or 1.5 tablets? Yeah, we could do something like that. You could bust it in half, but you're not going to bust it into an 1/8 or a 1/16 of a tablet. Okay, so if you're getting huge numbers or some weird decimals, you probably messed up somewhere in your math. Okay, so if you're given pills, whether it's a tablet or a capsule, just keep in mind that the numbers need to be lower, like 1 or 2 or 3 tablets or capsules. And if you have a decimal, it needs to be like a half of a decimal. Okay. Back on example 4, we were working with the milliliters and the liquid medications. You can actually give certain decimals of liquids, and you can give bigger amounts of liquids. Like you can give somebody 25 milliliters. You can give somebody a 16.2 milliliters. All right, that's doable. But with these tablets, the answers are more restricted.